What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So the title of this clip says, Kamala Harris supporter snapped when I told him this. So this is a clip that I found from James Klug. If you guys don't know who he is, check his channel out. This video is absolutely hilarious. I mean, look at the shirt that this guy has on. He got his whole family wearing this this shirt. I mean, his wife, his kid. Yeah, so you already know what we're getting into. So before we get this clip rolling, guys, please hit the like button down below. And of course, if you're brand new, consider hitting subscribe. Let's get into it.
We got the Kamala Harris merch right here.
Absolutely.
We voting for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
Are you kidding? Kamala Harris.
Definitely Kamala Harris.
In the house, yes.
Why is that? Why are we voting for Kamala Harris?
Well, number one, she talks about what we've lived. I'm an educator some 40 years. And what we've lived is lifting people up, not tearing them down. And he seems to specialize in that, tearing people down. And I am the absolute opposite. and he epitomizes everything that I've stood against and everything that I've trained and worked with my students to do. And that is to lift up one another and to achieve greatness and great heights and be told that they can always do well and do the best and be the best.
Yeah, so before he keeps going with this nonsense, first of all, I feel like I know this guy. I don't know why, but he looks so familiar. He probably, because he looks like Roland Martin a little bit. I don't know. But anyway, every single time that you ask one of these people, these Kamala supporters, why they support Kamala, it's always why they hate Trump. They can never tell you why they supported Kamala or why they voted for Kamala without bringing Donald Trump into this. And also, on the other hand, he says, well, Kamala Harris believes that anybody can achieve anything and she believes in, blase. Donald Trump doesn't believe in the American people, basically is what he was trying to insinuate. And I think that's the exact opposite, especially when it comes down to black people. The Democrats and Kamala Harris and all these woke liberals believe that black people can't achieve anything without the help of the white liberal. Right? They don't believe that you can accomplish anything. That's why they believe in DEI and affirmative action, right? You can't go out there and do it on your own. You can't compete with other groups of people fairly. Therefore, we have to create, right, these little loopholes that will benefit you because you can't do it on your own. So this is miss me with that.
And you guys, she's obviously been heavily involved in the Biden administration. What was your favorite accomplishment of hers as Vice President of the United States?
As Vice President of the United States, she was bold enough to go to the border and tell people to stay home. People forget that. and in fact, more so, there are a lot of people who are misinformed, and there's a lot of misinformation going around. And so let's set the record straight, if I may. And that is, Trump didn't give you a dime, people. That was the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris administration that gave you $2,300 and $1,500. No one else. Stop playing. This is not a game.
Hey, I got a question for you. When it comes to
you're basically technically admitting that it was Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that caused the inflation. It was those policies that wrote those checks that ruined the economy, that caused inflation. So yeah, you're right. You're right. Kamala and Joe Biden ruin the economy by giving out checks. We can agree on that.
the border, Kamala Harris overlooking the border, telling them not to come, that is seemingly more of a sore subject when it comes to this administration. Worst border crisis in American history. And when she visited the border, she didn't visit the spot where the border crisis was happening. What are your thoughts about that? Is that something to tout for this for Kamala Harris when this is the worst border crisis in American history that we've seen under this administration? What do you think?
And more misinformation. And from you. That's funny.
Wait,
let's make it clear.
Yeah.
All right.
Clarify.
Just so you understand.
I don't think that was misinformation.
The Biden administration inherited that border crisis. You remember the one that Trump said that he was going to build a big wall? I think he made it about 5 feet. Not just that. It was so garbage that I think I could have made it through that wall. All I had to do was just open the door. But not just that. It was also done in a situation where they were advocating, not just advocating, but they also had a bill that they were going to strengthen the border. And in fact, that bill didn't even come from them. It came from Congress, and they were with the bill prepared to sign. They negotiated and everything else. And guess what? Donald Trump called up all his buddies and said, don't vote for it because I want them to seem like failures. Guess what?
Mind if I ask you?
They're not. They're not failures. And in fact, when Donald Trump
How did they inherit the border crisis, if you don't mind me asking?
Refused to put out that vaccine for the coronavirus and killed some 658,000 people. My friends that I went to college with also included. When that happened, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris came in office and put that vaccine out. So let's stop playing. This is not a game.
He's so
and
angry.
guess what? This is about lives.
Do you mind if I touch on the border crisis, though?
You tried, and I got it.
No. Wait, how did they inherit it?
About the border crisis.
Yeah, how did they inherit it?
They inherited because
The border crisis.
How long have people been coming across the border?
But under Trump's administration,
long
they were
have
seeing
people
a
been coming-
50-year low of border crossings. It then
Well,
jumped to
let's
8
just-
times as much.
Let's just be
So
clear.
that's a lie?
Yeah.
why is that a lie?
Well,
That
let
is
me
a
finish.
flat-out lie. I'm sorry.
Let me finish. Let's just
That's
be clear.
it's actually not a lie. That's a fact.
That's a lie.
Let's just be clear.
Your facts are lies.
During the Trump
No,
administration,
you know where I got that fact from?
That's the reason why people don't really
I
want to
do.
vote for Harris, because men disrespect women.
Well, ma'am, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
so
not
when
trying
I
to.
try to
I'm just
get-
trying.
Bro, it's your husband cutting you off. Oh my God. Men, bro, what? Listen to this BS that she just said. What, bro?
Facts are lies.
During the Trump administration.
You know where I got that fact from?
That's the reason why people don't really
I
want to
do.
vote for Harris, because men disrespect women.
Well, ma'am, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm,
so
I'm
when
trying
I
to.
try to
I'm just trying to get one point out.
Yeah, okay.
That's what.
He
That's
walked
it.
away.
Yeah. Wait.
I'll
So
just say
please get
this.
your. Yeah. Please.
During the
Wow.
Biden and Harris administration,
Yeah.
they have those people who crossed the border and got separated from their children. They made sure that they got placed to where they're supposed to be, placed with their parents. Some of them were not placed because they were separated or they couldn't find their parents. But Trump didn't do that. He's the one who caused the problem. Harris is the one invited.
The separation was not Donald Trump's policy.
It happened during his administration.
It was already in place. He actually ended that by executive order.
No, he didn't end it.
The family separation.
If he ended, then why are you now saying that there's a problem now? He didn't end border crisis.
What you talking
If
about,
that's
bro?
the case, you wouldn't be saying there's a problem now.
You were just talking about family separation, and now we're talking about the border
During
crisis.
the border crisis, yes.
Okay.
Don't you remember all those families that were
Right. So
separated?
the numbers that we're seeing right now are we've never seen numbers like this in the history of the United States.
Well, you know, people are coming across. No president have ended it. Not Trump,
Oh my
not
God.
Biden, not Obama, not Bush. So it's not just their problem, it's our problem.
Right.
Okay? So when are we gonna do something about it?
Well,
you
I-
keep
the
blaming
reason-
it on presidents and stuff when they have to be.
Well, they undid policy that was working.
You know,
that we found
not
about a
necessarily.
45, 50-year
Not
low in
necessarily.
illegal crossings at the southern border.
Not necessarily.
According to Customs and Border Protection.
You have to understand, during that time is during the pandemic.
Yeah. Before that
What?
was even.
Hold on, man. I need a break. Hold on. The IQ level is non-existent. It's not there. It's not there. I don't think she's following along here very well. Like, oh my God, I needed a break. Hold on, I'm losing IQ points just listening to this. That was a lot. Jeez.
was even low.
Oh yeah, during Obama's administration, yes, I'll agree with
Oh
that.
yeah, no, Obama did great
yeah.
too, but Trump
Right.
did. But Trump
Right.
continued that, and they implemented effective policy that got it really under control. One would be
Well,
the
that's-
Remain in Mexico agreement.
What
It was working.
happened to with those families that came across and they were separated? That was not during.
We're talking about two different things right now, though. We're talking about the number of crossings versus family separation.
They came across. That's how they got separated.
Yeah.
Those families came across, and he separated those families.
That was a
They shouldn't have came across. I don't understand.
administration
that was
that did
Trump.
But that wasn't a Trump policy. He actually do you mind if I finish?
Policy.
Yeah, of course it does, because he ended family separation by executive order in 2018. So the policy was, when you get arrested, your child doesn't go to jail with you, because if you got arrested, would your child go to jail with you?
No, but
No.
that's
It was the same thing at the
what
border.
it is.
It was the same thing at the border.
it didn't occur when he separated them during that time.
What do you mean by that?
occur?
When the families were coming across, they were separated. They were treated inhumanely, and that was during Trump's administration.
You mentioned inhumanely. Right now,
Bro in the background is talking to himself. He's so angry. Oh my God, I wish there's a video of this guy right now after the elections. I wish there was a video of this guy reacting to the results. That would be hilarious to witness because he's spazzing out right now in the background, talking to himself.
the Biden and Harris administration has about 300,000 children that came here illegally that are unaccounted for. Does that seem humane? Is that a good thing?
Only if you counted them.
Right.
I want to see your figures. Did you write it down?
I want
Let me
to
see them.
see.
Let me see your
those
figures.
numbers
I'm sorry.
I want to see.
Those numbers are from the federal government.
I want to see the videos and the videos that we the film. Because
Hey, you can look it up if you like.
during Trump, we saw it.
What was that, ma'am?
We
Sorry.
saw that they were being treated humanely. Where are the people that going over there photographing that or going over there filming that? We don't see that. Anybody
You
can
would
say
describe what's happening
anything,
right
just
now
like
as
the vote.
humane?
Anybody who's treated unfairly is inhumane.
Yeah.
You know what?
Most deaths at the southern border
Slavery
right now?
was definitely inhumane, and you know everybody got paid for, what is it called? They got paid for
Reparations?
Except for black people. They don't want to even acknowledge it now. And
Do you
now,
think Kamala Harris
I-
will Kamala Harris give reparations if she wins? Do you think?
I don't know.
Is that
But
important to you or no?
Right now, it's not the first thing on the table. You know what's the first thing on the table?
Get rid of Trump.
It's not only
Yeah,
that,
there
but
you go. There you go. Boom. He just admitted the truth. He doesn't support Kamala. He doesn't know what her policies are. He probably doesn't even like her. He's suffering from Trump derangement syndrome severely. This guy is he's terminally ill with the Trump derangement syndrome. He's he's on his way out. This could be the first case of somebody passing away because of Trump derangement. This is crazy. This guy is, oh my God, this is crazy to witness.
it's just
He's not in office right now.
Well, just making sure
I say
that.
get rid of him. Take him to jail like everybody else who's a convicted felon.
Sir, the worst border
He's
crisis
yelling
in
at his
America.
wife. He's yelling at his wife. He's yelling at his wife.
Jail like everybody else who's a convicted felon.
Sir, the worst.
Why is he yelling at his
Get
wife?
rid of him. Take him to jail like everybody else who's a convicted felon.
Sir, the worst border crisis in American history, you guys. So
Oh my
so how do we
God.
justify this? The
The
worst
worst
border
what?
crisis in American history under Biden and Harris?
This is also an inherited thing, and people are coming across the border.
They inherited
How do you stop it?
they inherited
How do
a
you stop it?
50-year
How
low
do you stop
border
it? How do
crossing.
you suggest that it stops?
Reinstating Trump era policies, remain in Mexico, getting rid of catch and release.
Reinstating Trump?
Huh?
Does that mean reinstating Trump?
Nope. In 2023, they introduced HR 2 that would have included those policies.
She will come up
You
with
see,
something.
it's about
It really has
reinstating Trump. It's about reinstating Trump. She hasn't disagreed with what he says. You notice that, right? When he points out, well, should we reinstate these policies? She didn't say, no, those are bad policies. She said, does that involve bringing Trump back? That's what these people are worried about. 90%, in my opinion, were all worried about just getting rid of Trump. They weren't really supporting Kamala Harris. They weren't supporting their policies at all. None of them they don't even know their policies. They just wanted to get rid of Trump.
to do with Biden Harris. It has something to do with what she's going to do. And I believe she's going to
Well,
stop
they were the
that.
one that undid the policies that were working.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what policies have they put in that's going to work? Or
They
that is
haven't.
working?
They could get rid of catch and release.
Because they didn't just take it out.
Well, I'll tell you
It has
exactly.
to be replaced with something.
Do you want me
No.
to tell you what they did?
No.
So on week one,
My
they-
family, I gotta do
oh,
this.
really quick.
Oh,
On week
wow.
one, they reinstated catch and release. They pulled out of the Remain in Mexico agreement. They halted construction of the border wall. And all of that said, okay, great. If you come to the country, you can seek asylum in the country. That's why we ended up with 3 million people entering the country per year.
Well, you know what? A lot of white people are benefiting from it.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
What?
Because they can
It's-
hire
it's a
them for-
corporate position.
Yeah, but we're not.
But shouldn't we be raising wages for the American people and not importing cheap foreign labor?
Under the Biden-Harris, wages have been raised. Under the Biden and Harris administration, wages have been raised.
Real wages are down under this administration.
But it hasn't. all statewide, their wages are down. And you know who pays?
Do you mind if I
People
ask?
like you and me.
Yes.
We pay for it.
Yeah.
So
Do you mind if I ask?
the government
Bro.
doesn't have anything to do with raising the wages. They pass it on to us, just like PG&E,
Right.
energy people. Whenever there's a disaster or problem, we have to pay, which is the reason why we need to be taken care of, which is what Harris is going to do. Take care of the middle class people.
You're making
so
a
that
great
we
argument
can
to not import
take
cheap
care of
labor.
The world.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
You're making a wonderful
Yes,
argument
yeah.
to not import millions of people for cheap labor.
Well, you know what?
You see what I'm saying?
They're not just coming from Mexico.
I didn't say that
I
they're.
know.
doesn't
what
matter.
I'm saying is there are a lot of people coming all over. I'm not saying to
What?
import them, but I'm saying yes, they come over, but people are coming over from all over the world.
That's right.
And yet they're utilizing them. I'm not saying that it's wrong or that it's bad, but you know, I think it should be done
I think
properly.
importing cheap labor, doesn't that just seem like it's hurting the American
paying
people?
us right either.
That's right. That's right. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you.
Bro,
Okay, bye-bye.
That is truly crazy. This is truly, truly crazy to watch, man. Like, I mean, these people get to vote. She voted. She got to vote, and she wasn't making sense at all. Her husband rage quit. Let's get into the conversation. Somebody says, just because you're an educator doesn't mean that you're educated. Oh my God. Yeah, he said he's a teacher. This person is teaching our kids. Man, this is embarrassing. This kind of ignorance almost got the nation destroyed. Somebody says 40 years in education, he's part of the problem. Having to deal with people like that around our kids are why we elected Trump again. Somebody says wearing those shirts was allowed, but wearing anything MAGA was not. Rest my case, double standard. Dude must have lost his mind after Trump won. Man, I wish there's a video of this guy. So it says, first guy is a great example of why the Department of Education needs to be abolished. This person says, if he's a teacher, our children are screwed. Somebody says, I'm a black American and I voted for Trump. I'm embarrassed by my people voting habits. It's a shame. Somebody says he's the male version of Kamala Harris. Full on word salad, flanked by a nauseating laugh. Gosh. Somebody says the moment your students know your political affiliation, you have failed as an educator. First dude is delusional. I mean, he's getting cooked in his comments. Somebody says, let's be clear. I got these facts from CNN and MSNBC. I wonder if these people get like copies of these videos, right? I mean, I would want to know if they got to see these videos themselves and read the comments. But anyway, hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy this video, guys. Let's talk about it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And of course, like the video down below. And if you're brand new, consider hitting subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.